Jesus Christ is not just a figure of history, he is the cornerstone of a spiritual revolution that transcends time. Born in a small town under the humblest of circumstances, he was a carpenter by trade, a teacher by calling, and the embodiment of love by essence. Yet, his impact shook empires and continues to resonate across centuries. For those who see him merely as a historical figure, I invite you to look deeper. His teachings are not relics of an ancient world, they are a mirror for our modern struggles, a blueprint for awakening the divine within each of us. Jesus' beliefs and teachings were revolutionary because they challenged the very foundation of how we live. He taught not through dominance, but through love. He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God," Matthew 5 verse 9. In a world consumed by division and conflict, these words cut through the noise like a sword of light. Peacemaking, however, begins within. It requires us to silence the storm of ego, fear, and pride that rages in our hearts. How often do we war against others because we have yet to find peace within ourselves? Jesus' spiritual outlook was rooted in a profound intimacy with God. He said, "The kingdom of God is within you," Luke 17 verse 21. This teaching, so simple, yet so profound, invites us to stop looking outward for fulfillment. The divine is not confined to a church, a ritual, or a book. It is within you. Modern life has taught us to chase happiness in careers, possessions, and validation from others, yet the emptiness persists. Jesus calls us to turn inward, to awaken to the truth that God has placed eternity in our hearts. From the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus' voice becomes even more direct, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." This is the Christ within, the divine spark we bury under layers of fear, doubt, and worldly distractions. To awaken to Christ is to unearth this spark, to let it blaze through every aspect of your being. But let's be honest, awakening to this truth is not easy. Modern life is a constant tug-of-war between spirit and flesh, between meaning and materialism. Depression, anxiety, and hopelessness plague us because we have lost sight of the eternal. Jesus offered us a way back. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest," Matthew 11 verse 28. This isn't an invitation to escape life's challenges, it's a call to surrender our burdens and align with a higher purpose. What does that purpose look like? It looks like forgiveness when vengeance feels justified. It looks like giving when you barely have enough. It looks like loving when hatred seems easier. Jesus said, "Love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you," Luke 6 verses 27 to 28. Radical? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. In a world that feeds on resentment, this kind of love has the power to break cycles of pain and rebuild the brokenness around us. And yet, Jesus did not shy away from warning us about the end times. He spoke of a world where love would grow cold, where wars and natural disasters would precede the final reckoning. Can we deny that we see such signs today? But the end times are not merely a global phenomenon, they are personal. Each of us faces an end time, a moment when our earthly existence ceases, and our soul stands before God. Jesus taught, "What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul?" Matthew 16 verse 26. How many of us are trading eternity for fleeting pleasures, for power, for wealth? To the non-believer, I urge you, open your heart to the possibility that Jesus' words are not just religious dogma but eternal truth. You do not need to be perfect to come to Him, you only need to be willing. Jesus said, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Matthew 7 verse 7. This is not blind faith, it is an invitation to experience transformation. And here's the crux of it all: salvation is not about escaping hellfire, it's about awakening to life in its fullness. When you align with the Christ within, you begin to see yourself and others as vessels of divine love. You step into a life of meaning, courage, and joy that no earthly success can rival. The end times are upon us not just because of wars or disasters but because humanity stands at a crossroads. Will we choose fear or faith? Will we continue to live as if God is absent, or will we awaken to the Christ within? The choice is ours, but the time is now. Jesus Christ is not a relic of the past. He is the living Word, calling us to rise, to love, and to become who we were always meant to be. For as he said in the Gospel of Thomas, when you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will realize that you are children of the living Father. Thank you for listening and feel free to check out my other vids. Nate.